Greetings, sentient beings. We're back with part 2 of the Star Frontiers playtest. Let's go through the players and then recap the story so far. We have Brandon playing Glorp, the Dralicite warrior. Dralicites are shape-changing blob people that can grow extra limbs. Pink is playing Verspiklik Tikatik, the party's smooth-talking machine gun-wielding Vrusk. Vrusk are hard to explain. They're like a centipede ant centaur thing. Just do a Google search for the art, or go to our Discord server and look at the art Brandon has done for the series. Pavel is playing Thegra, the extremely skilled Osakar medic, who is definitely not responsible for the death of the party's former human leader, Greg. The Osakar are a species of four-legged, two-armed creatures who reproduce with parthenogenesis, so they're all clones of each other, and they all try a bit too hard to distinguish themselves from each other. Finally, we have Rhett, the DM for the excellent Stack O' Dice podcast, playing Wazna Yasir, the Yazirian technician. Yazirians are tall, slender, ape-like humanoids with large, furry manes. Last time, they were hired by a shadowy Vrusk to blow up the central computer for Aramax Power Factors, a solar power business. They drove out to the location, only to find that the building was suspiciously open and unguarded. They've entered the building and found a human in a paramilitary uniform sitting at a computer, totally unaware of their presence.
What kind of defenses does he have in his outfit?
He is wearing a Skane suit, and he is armed with a laser pistol and a vibro knife.
Alright. I'm gonna draw my electrosword and say to the rest of the group, there's a guy in there. Also a lot of computers, Wasna easier. And I waggle where my eyebrows would be.
Is that on your finger?
On your finger.
One is on my finger and one is on my face.
Okay, so you've all been informed there's someone in there. In fact, make a search/spot roll.
Is scent involved in this one or not?
No, not really, no. There's no scent involved.
Okay, then what is my skill?
I mean, the room smells like electronics and machinery.
That's wonderful.
Okay, this is search spot. 25 is not very good. 66, it's a critical.
Oh, no. You don't notice anything else interesting about the room.
That means there's something very interesting about the room. Yeah, there's just the one guy there. Are we going to kill him?
Let's try not to.
Intimidate him? Knock him out?
I could try talking to him.
I mean, I've got this sword here. It has a stun setting.
Let's make that plan B.
Okay, you go ahead.
Does the person inside have any kind of radio or any way to raise an alarm?
Ooh, good question.
He's on IAM.
Does he?
With that spot search check that you did, I'm going to say that as far as you can tell, they don't.
All right, he's got no communications equipment at all.
Excellent.
I'm betting that computer's not even connected to a network.
The guy's actually on a Zoom meeting with someone.
Verspiklik Tikatik. He goes in, and he just kind of walks in and walks up to the guy, and he says, "Excuse me, would you like to die?"
So you walk inside.
Yep.
Make a search/spot check as you walk in.
Sure. Mine is a 50, so 36.
You realize that this guy is playing a video game on the computer.
I was just going to joke he was playing Doom.
And he actually has headphones on.
You can't hear?
And he doesn't immediately notice you. Like, you're walking right up to him, and he does not notice you. Are you still going to talk to him?
Stabbing is still on the table.
Well, I'd first like to see which game he's playing.
Okay, so this is not a joke. The adventure actually tells you what game he's playing.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay? It says that the game that he's playing is called The Secret Temple Under the Lost Caverns Beyond the Forgotten City of the Forbidden Mountains of the Remembered Horrific Lair of the Ancient Ones, Part 2.
Classic.
How are the graphics?
They're pretty pixelated.
So he's playing basically Dwarf Fortress.
Yes, this adventure was written in 1983, so I'm afraid the video games...
Oh, it's got to
In
be like
fiction,
one
or-
of those text games where you have to type your
It's like
commands.
King's Quest.
Yeah,
You're standing
Yes.
in a
the
field.
old King's
Yes.
Quest.
All right, so I'll just so seeing that for Spicklick Tick, will actually he'll kind of pull the guy's headphones off and say,
Don't forget about your mana bar.
Okay. This man freaks out, this human man. He just jumps up and fumbles at his pistol at his side. And he is surprised, but we're still going to roll for initiative.
Yeah. Can I stab him now?
Everybody roll 1d10 and add your initiative modifier.
Now, I've not been able to figure out what my initiative modifier is.
It is your
Yeah.
reaction speed divided by 10.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
All right, I got a 7, and my initiative modifier is 5, so the person you're fighting gets a 12 total, but they suffer a -5 penalty because they're surprised, so they actually got a total of 7.
Nice.
Scum for Spicklick Tickatic. What did you get for initiative?
14.
Okay. And Thegra, what did you get?
I got a 6.
Wasno, what did you get?
A total of 10.
And Glorp, what did you get?
9.
9. All right, everybody got different numbers. That's so convenient. The person who gets to go first is actually standing right next to this person in this military skein suit as he fumbles for his laser pistol at his waist. What do you want to do?
I think for Spicklick Tick would actually tell him,
That would be a very dumb thing to do.
So you're going to try to persuade.
Yep.
So we're going to do a persuade attempt. I'm going to give you a penalty because he is hostile. He very much wants to shoot you.
Sure, that makes sense.
Make a persuade attempt, but we're going to give a -20 penalty to this check here.
All right, so that would be, so I have a 70, so that'd be a 50.
Okay.
Oh, man,
so
so close. A 54.
All right, so he is not persuaded. So that is your first skill check for this round. Do you want to do something else? He obviously is not interested in surrendering, at least not yet. Is there something else you want to do?
Yes. I'd like to stick both of my automatic pistols into his chest and fire.
Okay.
Point blank.
All right, so make your first attack with one hand. So this is going to be, first of all, do you have any kind of special feats that will reduce the penalty from taking additional actions here?
Yeah, so I have improved ambidexterity. So I think, both of those with a -5.
Awesome. Okay. So you make your first shot with a -5. I'm going to pull up that feat here and read what it says.
Is that
that's-
in addition to -20 for being your second action?
Correct.
Right, exactly, yeah. So whenever Rest holds a weapon in each hand, they can make their first 2 attacks with a penalty of only -5 each. Actions after this accumulate the usual -20 multiple action penalty, but you've already got a -20 because of the skill attempt that you attempted before, right? So you've
Gotcha.
done one action. So now
Okay.
this first shot's at -25.
Shouldn't it be -20? And then the second shot -25?
It says they make their first 2 attacks with a penalty of only -5 each.
Oh, so their first attack is also -5 because
That's right.
you're doing it twice?
That's right. So they're making 2 attacks at a penalty of -5 instead of 0 penalty and then -20. Right?
Because
Okay.
you're kind of doing both at the same time.
Same time, right?
Nice.
All right, so I have an 80, so -25 would be, what, 55?
55, yeah.
Great.
Nope.
Okay, the first shot misses.
And then can I do a burst on the second one?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to do a burst on the second one. Nice.
Wow.
30.
Need to kill
All
this
right.
guy.
So we track ammo, right?
Yes, you do have to track ammo, I'm afraid.
So the first one would be 1.
Yeah, it fires 1 bullet, and then your second one fires 10 bullets.
Okay.
So let me look up the burst fire rules here. The way this works, you're firing at a single target with a burst.
Yep.
And your attack is successful, which means the target suffers the weapon's burst damage. So this is an automatic pistol, right?
Yep.
So let's see. Automatic pistol, that's 5d10 in a burst, plus another 3d10 on top of that because you're only firing that burst at one target. So you need to roll 8d10 damage.
Jeez. I just wanted to stun him.
Oh, gosh.
Oh!
But he's wearing a skein suit, right?
He is wearing a skein suit. That's right. So the skein suit takes half the damage. So you rolled. Tell us about the damage you rolled there, Josh.
So I rolled a 65 out of 8 d10s.
An amazing roll.
Yeah. So he would take. So what is it? Half rounded down.
Right. So he takes 32, and his skein suit takes 32.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. You blast him at point blank range. And I didn't actually check the range modifier for that. Automatic pistol, point blank, 0 to 5, no penalty to hit, right? So, yeah, you blast him at point blank range as he's still fumbling for his laser pistol, and he is horribly wounded by this. He does not go down, but you have really caused some significant damage to him. His bulletproof armor that he's wearing absorbs some of it, right? But, yeah, you have horribly injured him. He is in really bad shape.
I told you.
I look over at Thegra and nod. The diplomatic route.
I can fix this.
Okay. Next to go is Wazna. What do you want to do?
Wasna Yazir hears the sudden explosion of gunfire in the next room, and he's startled out of his contemplation of the now disabled robots. He is going to actually anticipate perhaps a response coming from the immediate east of where he is. So he is going to move. You said these are 1 meter squares?
That's right.
And forgive me, what is movement typically?
So for a Yazirian, your standard move is...
So 30 meters.
30 meters, yeah. So you can move up to 30 squares.
Wow, that seems like a lot.
It is a lot.
This is a wall here then. Okay.
Yeah, that's a wall. You can't move through
I'm
that.
going to come back here.
Yeah.
The only exit out of this room into the interior is this room where our friend is.
That's right. And if you can move through your allies, so if you want to move into that room, you're welcome to do so.
Okay, sure. I'll do that.
Oh, there's a door to the north and to the east, I believe.
Yeah, I see that.
Correct. There is a door to the north in that room, and that door has the familiar symbol of a toilet on it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and position myself just to the northeast corner of the room. There's a table here. Is there anything on it? Anything interesting about it?
There's just various pieces of electronics and machinery.
Okay, I'm going to crouch down, pull my pistol, automatic pistol, and prepare myself for anybody coming through the northeast door or through the door at the northwest corner with the bathroom symbol on it.
Okay. Yeah, so you take soft cover behind that table. An enemy will have a -10 penalty to hit you, and you ready in action to shoot anyone who goes through that door. Okay, awesome. That means that if you do shoot at someone, you haven't taken any other action, so you would suffer no penalty to that attack.
Excellent.
Very smart. Okay. And that means it is now Glorp's turn.
All right, how does stunning work in this game?
So you just make an attack, and if you hit them, then they have to make a stamina check to retain their consciousness or not be stunned.
So, but what does it mean if you are stunned? Is he unconscious or...
Oh, let's look up the stunned condition. If stunned, first of all, they'd be stunned for 1d10 rounds, but they repeat their stamina check on their turn. While stunned, the player character or NPC cannot move, make skill checks, or use a reaction. They'll probably fall prone unless there's some unusual situation like you stun them when they're already sitting in a chair. Anyone attacking a stunned character gets a +20 bonus to hit.
Okay. I wanted to stun him, but it looks like we're doing murder, so I'm just
You can
going
still stun
to...
him. I mean, there's nothing that would stop you.
It was a warning shot.
A 10-bullet warning shot.
We started with murder, I'll just go for it. Alright, I'm just going to charge up to him and plunge my electro sword into him.
Okay.
So my target number is 85, and I rolled a 24.
Great.
Wow.
That's going to hit.
So that is a hit. Yeah, roll that damage. You're not stunning. You're just doing damage.
Yeah. So this is electric damage. 33 damage.
Okay.
Undefended by his suit, I think.
Yes. 33 points of electric damage. You just murder this guy.
Sweet.
So, yeah, you stab him.
That's what we wanted to do, right?
Not murder. This was self-defense.
Yeah, you just stab him through the chest, and he gurgles and falls to the ground. I mean, I guess you shock him to death, actually. So he sort of jolts in place and falls to the ground.
We see the outline of his skeleton through his skin. Briefly.
Right, exactly. And he falls to the ground and just shakes for a moment and then stops moving.
Should have kept an eye on his mana bar.
All right, Thegora is going to run over before a minute passes. In her medkit, she has something called Stay Dose.
Yes.
It stabilizes targets for 24 hours if injected within 1 minute of death. So I don't want this guy to die, and also I want to get a little practice in, so she's going to apply that. I think I have to roll first aid for that. Okay, my first aid is 92. Thegora is a very good doctor.
Wow.
Rolled a 3.
Wow, 92?
You rolled a 3. That's a critical.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Thegora is a really good doctor. What happened to Greg was
right.
not her
Tell
fault.
that to Greg. Yeah.
It was beyond medical science's ability to save him.
With a critical success on a stay dose, let's see here. Let's look up the stay dose and see if it does anything cool with a critical success, because I can't remember.
Just bring it back to consciousness and we have to kill him again.
He wakes up screaming.
I don't have any critical effect listed here, but if you wanted there to be a critical effect, like if you wanted him to be conscious, but, sort of unable to do anything dangerous, like you're all holding him down, that would be fine with me. Or if you just want to save him from dying, that's also fine with me.
No, I don't want him conscious. He's going to be in great pain when he awakes. Maybe it's best for him to wake up in the hospital and not surrounded by us.
Okay. So you prevent him from dying. What else do you want to do?
Oh, I also go over to his game and make sure that it's saved.
Oh.
Okay.
Wasna Yazir immediately pops up and runs over. Does he have any communications devices on him?
I already checked.
That's right. I forgot.
You look at his body and he's unconscious. I'm not going to, you can take some time to look here. He has a chronocom on his wrist. So he has a communications device. And you also notice that he's wearing a military skein suit and it does not have any APF, any Aramax power factors symbols on it.
That is unusual.
So, is he a contractor?
Or something else.
Well, his name was Merc One, so...
Are we out of initiative at this
You are
point?
out of initiative. You may
Okay.
do as you like. That was our first combat.
Whee!
Pretty smooth.
We had insanely high damage rolls.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, 8d10, 4d10 is not indicative of...
Yeah, maybe that's not indicative of how combat will go in general. But yeah, you took that guy down. He's just one guy, but you took him down fast. You're in this room. Nobody has come into the room. The noise hasn't attracted anyone.
Are the interior doors here like Star Trek fully sealed sci-fi doors, or are they like normal doors with gaps underneath?
Let's say they're cool sci-fi doors
Oh, that's the opposite of what I wanted. Okay.
that slide open and close with a whooshing noise.
Is it so it's not possible to like crack one open a little bit?
I don't know. I suppose maybe there's let's say you could like walk up to it and press the button to open it, and then you could sort of hold it in place if you didn't want it to open all the way.
Are they like fully sealed, or is there...
They're not
even, like,
airtight.
all right, is there like a small gap? Could I compress my finger down and look underneath through it?
Oh, let's do a luck check and see if there's a gap that you could look through. Let's see. 90. No, there's not a gap you could look through. You can't compress yourself small enough. At least not with the doors you see here.
Okay. I'm looking up at the bathroom door. I want to
At
know.
the bathroom door. Yeah, the bathroom door is definitely pretty tightly sealed.
Okay.
The other door is... You know what? Actually, that door to the east, let's say that is actually a fancy-looking wood door.
Okay.
And you could actually probably look under that.
I want to just start by just peeking in the bathroom door. So maybe do that weird hold the button
Okay.
thing. And
All right,
sort
so
of
you
peek.
slide the door open a little bit and look inside.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, jeez.
What is happening in
The
there?
bathroom is full of guards.
I guess we should have clarified. It sounds like you just looked in the bathroom and were like, oh, gosh.
Urinalysis day.
Yeah, I'm not expressing this out loud. Do they look like they were alerted to the door opening?
I'll read you the box text. Sprawled on the tiled floor, gagged and bound, are 2 Vrusk and 4 humans. It's a good thing they didn't have any Dralicite guards because they are notoriously difficult to tie up. All of them wear APF company uniforms with security brassards on their shoulders. One of them, a human female, has been wounded. They all look at you with a mix of confusion and desperation. In the center cubicle, or the center stall, a maintenance robot is busily polishing the plumbing. It emits a jaunty digital tune, which is pretty common for cleaning robots.
That sounded too much like a euphemism. All right.
Nope. Literally polishing the plumbing.
Guys, I think someone got here before we did.
Thegor is gonna walk over to the woman and start administering first aid. Not untying her or ungagging her, but...
I didn't tell you that there was anyone here. I guess I'll open the door fully so Thegor can see that there's people in here. I'll turn back to my colleagues and say, Scummers, I've decided I'm calling us Scummers because we're scum. I think someone got here before us, and I fully open the door and reveal all the bound and gagged guards.
That would explain why this one does not have the logo.
Yeah, I don't know, they're conscious. Maybe we should talk to one.
All right, so Thegra is administering first aid. Are you using a stim dose, or what are you using?
Yes. I suppose if that's how you heal people, which I believe it is, then yes.
It helps.
Yeah.
Okay, make a first aid check.
That is a 42 under my 92, so that is a success.
That is a success. That means that you will heal 1d10 plus 10.
Alrighty, she gets 17 stamina back.
Awesome. Okay. So I will make a note of that. And yeah, she was at 5 stamina. So now she's up to 22. They are all sort of mumbling with their, they've got their gags on. They're making noises at you, squirming when they're in their bonds. They're all lying on the floor of the bathroom here. What do you want to do?
I take the gag out of guard number 5.
Okay. All right, you go up to that human. I guess I'll, to clarify some stuff here, they're all wearing APF skein suits in varying degrees of, damage. And you take the gag off of that one human, the human man in the back corner, and he gulps in air. Oh, thank you. Who are you?
Who are you?
We're the guards for this facility.
We're just passing through. What happened here?
You're just passing through. What? Well, these mercenaries, they just charged in and attacked. Did Kigodok send you?
Is that a name that we're familiar with at all?
No.
Yes, that's correct. We're here to help.
How did he know?
Oh, he has his ways.
Well, okay, I think they all went downstairs. So if you can untie us, we'll grab our weapons and we can see if we can get rid of them.
You guys just stay here. We'll take care of it. And I close the door.
What? Wait.
So Mike, kind of remind us so our goal was given by our mysterious benefactor was to basically just break in and then help destroy a computer.
Destroy the computer.
Just destroy it, yeah.
Do we know what computer it is?
It's the central computer, which is in the basement.
So, okay, in the basement where all these mercenaries are. That's convenient.
That's what that guy said.
Hang on a sec. I'll hoist the grenade launcher and load a dose grenade into it. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
I think we should peek through the fancy wooden door to the east.
Okay, so you look through the fancy wooden door to the east into room number 2. Let's read what it says about room number 2. This is the reception area or lobby. There are 3 couches, a reception desk, and a pair of chairs, all of which look expensive. holograms showing images of satellites, deep space mining equipment, and various sentients working for APF shimmer on the walls. One unchanging image depicts a distinguished-looking Vrusk in a well-tailored suit. The title below the image says, Aramax Kiganok Tokamek. The main entrance to the east that opens to the parking lot is open, and then there's a door to the south behind that like entry desk, like a front desk. There's a door to the south there that is labeled security office.
I think that would be a good place to start looking.
Yeah.
Come on in, it's clear.
To rewind back a second, did the guards in the bathroom, did any of them have any security passes on them?
No, none of them had any security passes on them. That's a good question. No, they did not.
Yeah, they were probably stripped by them.
At least not visible. If you wanted to search them, you could do a search spot check.
It's going to go in and frisk them.
Yeah.
I think they probably came
Yeah,
pre-frisked.
Segur is definitely going to take a look at one.
Okay, you're going to search some of them? All right, so make a search spot check.
I have a 7.
You could just ask, do any of you have your
that's true.
security passes so that we can...
No, I feel like it's a much better image for this like terrifying giant alien to like walk into the bathroom like with her hands out and then the door like shuts behind her.
Remember, they think we're here to help.
All right, so do you want to ask or do you want to actually search them?
I'll ask. I'll go ahead and ask the woman who I healed. Do you have a security pass on you?
All right, she looks at the others and they all like shrug. Like, I don't know who these people are or what they're doing.
Oh, they already believe now that we were sent by what's his name, right?
Yeah, except that you then left them in the bathroom, which
That's
is
true.
weird. But yeah, she says they took our weapons and our security passes. So no, I don't have it anymore.
Okay. Stay here for your safety. I'll shut the bathroom door.
I mean, you are carrying a machine gun, so I guess maybe it makes sense to let you do the work.
Yeah. I do want to take the chronocom from the Merc.
Oh, okay. All right, you put that on your wrist, I guess.
Yeah, I'm hoping that at some point I'll have the opportunity to say, and now I have a machine gun into it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yep.
And you step into the lobby, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You can see out into the parking lot now. Now that you're in there, you can see that to the west, there's an elevator, and then there's a stairwell. And then further around to the north, there's another door sort of around the corner from that stairwell. And that's another fancy wooden door. That stairwell door is not fancy. It's like one of those metal doors with a little tiny window in one corner and like the push bar that you use to open the door.
You know me, I love to peek under doors.
When I see the sign that mentions the tokamak,
Yes.
Wazna Yazir says, they're working with plasma here. We might want to be careful with where we shoot.
I just hit stuff.
As he says that, my character will look down at his automatic pistols, and they have a setting on them where, like at a house, sometimes they'll have a light switch that's like taped to keep it from going. Like his automatic pistols are taped into the automatic position. So he'll look down at them as he says that.
Oh dear. Where do you want to go? You got the back out to the parking lot. You've got south to the security room, and then you've got the elevator and the stairs, and then another door to the north.
Oh, I love peeking under doors, so I'll do that first.
We should definitely check the security office.
Yeah.
Okay. The security office is that door to the south behind the entry desk, the lobby desk, the information desk, or whatever you want to call it. And you open that door. The only light in this room comes from two small desktop lamps, but you can still see well enough to determine a struggle has occurred here. Two of the chairs have been overturned, and a set of playing cards is scattered across the floor. One of the two computer terminals is on and working. The other one has had a cup of coffee poured into it and then dropped on the floor. The working display is showing some kind of timesheet. A few half-drunk cups of coffee stand around on the desks and floor, and a door in the south wall is labeled Security Storage.
You gotta check that out.
How are you getting in there? There's an access card next to that door. The access card slot next to that door. Are you sliding your card? Let the record show that Brandon has nodded. It opens.
This card is fantastic.
This is the equipment locker for the duty guard detachment. There are a dozen pre-arranged equipment bundles hanging from the walls. A stack of energy magazines and an industrial recharger are on the shelf next to the door. In the far corner of the room are 2 unopened cardboard boxes.
Ooh. How many energy magazines?
29.
Holy moly. I'm going to take as many as I can, but then let's check out that box.
All right. The unopened boxes are clearly labeled on the outside. Sonic Stunner. They're brand new.
What?
And then there are these equipment bundles as well. So like a guard would come in, grab a bundle, and they're equipped, right? Each one contains an electro stunner, but without an energy mag in it, and a holster for that. A stun stick, again, without an energy mag loaded, and a holster. 2 Tangler grenades, 1 flashlight, and 1 short-range chronicom.
Ooh.
So it's like a local walkie-talkie kind of thing.
Oh, should we all suit up?
I mean, I think everybody should have the chronocoms.
Yeah.
How many
for
did you
sure.
say there was?
You already all have a chronicom,
Oh,
actually.
cool.
We have, but they're all walkie-talkie type?
Having a chronicom is like having a phone.
Ah, okay.
Gotcha.
I'm going to assume you all have a chronicom.
Okay.
But if you wanted to get one of these short-range chronicoms, and you would guess that they probably work on some kind of encrypted local channel, so they only talk to each other,
Yeah. Those would be handy.
We should definitely grab those.
right? You could get one of those if you want.
And those stunners and everything.
All right, so you're going to grab the electro stunner. There's how many bundles? There are a dozen. There's a dozen of these bundles. So there's a dozen electro stunners. There's a dozen stun sticks. There are 24 Tangler grenades. There are 12 flashlights. There are 12 short-range chronicoms and 2 sonic stunners.
Definitely take one of each type of stunner.
You're taking 1 electro stunner and 1 stun stick
And the sonic one.
and a sonic one. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's 1 sonic one left and a whole bunch of electro stunners and stun sticks left. Does anybody else want to grab anything?
That group is basically full. Can't carry anymore.
Okay.
And Wazna Yazir has been distracted by the open terminal.
Do you want to do anything with the open terminal?
So you said it was open to a timesheet. He'll take a quick glance at it, see if anything jumps out at him. But if not, he'll poke around on the system and see if there's anything that might be useful systems-wise, anything he can do with that.
If you want, you could do a knowledge or identify on the computer,
All right, under technician.
or you could just skip straight to the the applications if you'd prefer to do that. You could just try to hack the security, or you could just look around it. Just look to see what's obvious.
Start with knowledge identify and see what happens. That's a 32 for his technician skill in that. And he got a 12.
Excellent. Okay. So you look over this computer. It is a basic computer. It doesn't have particularly sophisticated security. You do notice that there's this timesheet has the times that the guards checked in a few hours ago, but it also lists recent security incidents. It says about 35 minutes ago, an unauthorized hover car and ground truck entered the complex. It's not shown how they gained access. And then 23 minutes ago, the computer archives in the central computer were accessed without authorization.
That's not good. I wonder if I can disable any alarms or defenses.
Tell you what, if you want to see if there's anything you can do there, make a hack security check. It's going to be fairly basic, so this would be a -10 for a low-level computer.
Okay, so that's a 57 target.
Okay.
And do I get a bonus from the knowledge check?
Yes, you get the +10 from the knowledge check, so that just washes out.
Okay, 27.
Yeah, so you can, from here, I guess, basically reduce the alarm state so that if there are any other security systems, they won't go off. There's not much else you can do from here. There are other computers that are on this network that maybe would have more access. But yeah, you're able to basically turn off the gate alarm and other systems if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
You could also, you've already disabled the robots, but you could also from here, that from the other more higher ranked computer, you could turn off the robots if you wanted to,
Okay.
but they were already off, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think he feels like he's done everything he can from this particular system.
And there's no way for him to program the robots to help us somehow, is there?
That was my first thought. But
You could do that.
okay.
From a different computer, you could do
Yeah,
that. Or
exactly.
you could go to the robots themselves and try to reprogram them.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll wait.
Okay. This is science fiction where you can just reprogram a robot or computer
Yeah.
right there on the spot.
And again, he's very nervous about adjusting
That's fair.
systems. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's like brainwashing, kind of. I see where you're getting. Yeah.
Exactly.
Where do you want to go next?
I want to check out that north door.
You said there's an elevator?
Yes. So there are 2 doors to the west. The larger of the 2 is the elevator, and the one to the north, the one just above that to the north, that's the stairwell.
I think before we check out the stairwell, we should check out that other door that's north of the stairwell.
Yes.
Is this like in like the old like RPG games? Like you got to make sure you check every other room before you go to the main quest room?
Yeah, you got to clear the floor before you go to the next floor.
That's right.
Completionist.
Yep, and you gotta make sure you pick up every little item, otherwise you're gonna soft lock yourself 20 levels in.
That's right. So I'll peek underneath with my weird eyeball finger.
Okay. Yeah, so you open that door, or you peek under the door because you can. This is labeled in the text. It's labeled the general office. You look under the door and into a dark room. The light spilling in from the lobby under the door reveals little of interest. 2 desks, both with computer terminals, which are currently off. There's a door in the east wall with a sign that says Site Manager.
Well, I'll just enter the room then and look at that door.
Okay, this door has a security door on it.
Card.
You want to use the access card. It opens.
This is all very suspicious.
Yes, this is a luxuriously appointed office. On a large desk sits an executive computer terminal. Behind the desk is a leather chair designed for a human or a Yazirian, with a set of hover golf clubs resting against it.
Ooh.
The other furniture in the room, a pair of low couches and a low table, are of similar quality. In one corner of the room stands a service robot, usually used for cleaning services. It is currently off.
Wasney is here. There's a robot here.
I see it. Look at it, sleeping.
Would you like me to introduce you?
Does it dream of electric sheep?
I think I'll leave this one alone.
Well, what's on the computer?
All right, so make a search spot check as you look around the room here and check what's going on with the computer, which is off.
33.
I like that they included the golf clubs on the map.
That's right.
Yep.
If I'm not doing it with smell, though, it's a critical failure. If it's with smell, it's a critical success.
Okay, well, critical failure, I'm afraid. And I mean, you don't. There's nothing interesting to smell in here, I'm afraid. There's not.
The cleaning robot's been doing a good job.
Yes. Yes. It smells fresh and clean.
I know exactly what kind of soap it used.
Space soap. Well, I don't know. There's nothing else in here, right? You don't see anything interesting. There's a stack of books on the table next to the computer. Computer's off.
Well, you switch on the computer?
Do you want to use your computer expert, or do you want to just
I
try
think the computer expert should do it. I'd probably break it.
I just imagine Glorp just typing away on the computer, and then Rhett's character is just kind of standing there tapping his foot.
Just little gobbets of Drylosite left on the keyboard.
Drylosites are actually their skin is actually dry and kind of scaly on the outside. It's not they're not actually moist. It seems like they would be, and it would be fun if they were kind of goopy, but they're actually kind of dry and rubbery on the outside.
It's kind of like old Play-Doh.
Surface tension.
Yeah, yeah.
We're only goopy if we are, we really want to be.
I'm not going to have you make another knowledge skills check. This is basically just a souped up version of the other computers you've seen. But if you want to access this computer and use it, yeah, you can do that, I think. I don't think there's anything special here. Oh, no, it has some security on it. You're going to have to use hack security to get into the computer.
Well, that'll be a 57 target with no modifier.
Okay.
And I got a 54.
Ooh.
All right. You succeed.
Ooh.
That was a tough one.
So you're able to somehow get past the security like you do in science fiction. And
I'm in.
you learn a few things. First of all, this computer does have elevated access, and you find that mostly this computer has a bunch of computer games installed on it. In fact, the stack of books it's actually a stack of magazines, and they are guides for how to get through various single-player video games or how to get better at various multiplayer games.
I knew CEOs didn't do any work.
You won't believe number 10.
And as you access the terminal, it is immediately apparent that someone is accessing right now the central computer downstairs.
Oh, somebody's working on another computer. I can see them.
Is it like where you can like cut their access?
Yeah, can you lock them out?
You might be able to do that. I would make you write or hack program if you're going to do that.
Can I inspire him before or help or something?
I'm totally saying, Pavel, you'll appreciate this. Did you ever watch any NCIS episodes?
Oh, very long time ago.
Yeah, there's one episode where they're being hacked in real time and two people are on the same keyboard tapping away to...
I remember like seeing the memes online of that.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, I can totally see you reaching over my shoulders and typing with me.
Yeah, slapping his hand away. Get out of there. Stop it.
Stop it.
I guess if you wanted to try to inspire him,
Okay.
is there a leadership skill that does that? I think there is, right? Inspire.
Yeah, I'm going to use inspire.
That's supposed to be for combat, but yeah, I think you should try
This
it.
is cyber
Okay.
warfare.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to just walk up and you reach out one of my long spindly arms and tap him on the back and say,
You got this, bud.
that's it. That's what I'm using to inspire
Okay,
him.
well, you have to roll your inspiration skill,
All right. So that is...
which is based on your leadership skill.
All right. Let me look at what my inspire is. Okay. My inspire is an 80. That is
Whoa.
my best skill, actually.
Oh, jeez.
Very inspirational.
All right.
Oh no.
Stop pushing the buttons. I've got this.
So I rolled a 91.
Yeah, so whatever he does is unhelpful, but it's not a critical failure.
Did I say my best skill?
Go ahead and make an attempt to hack in a program of some kind that would interfere with whatever they're doing downstairs.
Okay, so this is a 57 target, and I got an 89.
You idiot. You threw me off.
Yeah, you're not able to interfere.
Let's just go blow them up.
It's not a critical failure, so they're not aware that you tried to do something.
It was close.
But yeah, it was close.
I thought the escape button was extra super complete.
All right, so you have now explored the entire upstairs.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do experience points.
Ooh.
Hey,
I'm going to go ahead and hand out experience. You guys were very thorough, and you didn't kill anybody.
Well, sort of.
Oh, well, sort of. I mean, you didn't let them die.
we unkilled the people that we killed.
That's right, yes. So I'm going to give you each 5 experience points.
Nice.
So how is experience progression in this?
So you take those points and you add them to whatever you want and whenever you want, right? So you could save up those points if you wanted to buy a feat, or you could spend them right away on some skills, or you could spend them on improving your ability scores. It doesn't currently work, I think, in the character sheet, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I just tried.
But it will eventually. But yeah, you could spend them on skills right now if you want to.
Nice.
It makes the most sense to spend them on skills that you've been using, because that makes sense in the fiction.
Sure.
But yeah, do whatever you like.
And can we do it like if we're about to make a check and we just want to boost it, we can hold off and do it in real time?
Sure.
Nice.
Sure, why
Cool.
not?
All right. Well, shall we go downstairs?
Let's do it.
I suspect that our employer wants something to not be discovered. And
Yeah.
I think these people are working against our employer.
So then we should blow up that computer now. I'd pick a grenade off my belt.
Easy there.
Oh, it's very easy. You just pull the pin and you throw it.
You descend the stairs to the basement. And I think we'll just have to wait to find out what happens next time.
So, verse Spicklick Tick,
What? What's
Sorry.
that?
Sorry. No, I mispronounced. I meant
Scum versus Try again. Scum versus Picklick. A brief discussion. How is it so far?
I think it was fun.
Are the rules working mostly so far?
I think so.
Yeah, I
It
think
seems
so.
very smooth. Certainly the mechanic of D100 for pretty much everything simplifies it.
Right.
Yeah. I think we'll learn more when we actually have proper combat, but
Right. I think this just basic D100 for skill checks is so simple, and lots of systems like Call of Cthulhu use it, and it works fine. Right. And that's basically what all this is doing. We've made it more interesting because you can help people, and there are modifiers up and down. But yeah, it's. I think it works elegantly enough, just like the original game did. Yeah, I'm a little worried about how more combat's going to go. That's always the tough part. Any other thoughts on anything so far that should be fixed or tweaked or anything like that?
I also like the flexibility of it where you can basically assign bonuses or penalties as needed. That seems to be working very well too.
mhm.
I was going to say, I like that better than the advantage, disadvantage. Like, I like that it's like a more specific skill like thing.
The dangerous thing about this is everything is sort of more loosey-goosey. Like, it seems like you should get a plus 20 to that check, or it seems like you should have a minus 10. And that's fine as long as your GM is reasonable. Your referee is called in Star Frontiers. As long as your referee is reasonable. D&D and Pathfinder have gone down the route of making everything extremely concrete, right? Like everything is clearly laid out. There is this penalty, there is this bonus, only under these circumstances. Partly because there had been a problem for a while of GMs making stuff up on the fly and not being good at it, right? So with 3rd edition D&D, the game became much more mechanics focused on removing some of that discretion from the DM. And this works fine as long as you have someone who seems like they know what they're doing and they're being reasonable and they're working with the players. I can imagine a system where a jerk DM or a referee would say, "Oh, I don't want you to hit this guy, so I'm going to say you get a minus 50 to hit him." Right? And we didn't use any dodge checks with that combat, but he never even got a chance to act. So, we haven't really tested all the rules, and I worry that there's room for a bad GM to abuse things, but we'll find out later.
A bad GM can do things in any system.
Yeah, that's right. But some systems leave more scope for that than others, right? In some systems, you can say, look, the rules clearly say you can't do that. And if the GM has lots more flexibility, then it's harder to say you can't do that. Anyway, but you're right. A bad player or a bad GM can ruin any game. Well, any other thoughts?
I quite like the weirdness of the species.
Yeah, isn't it fun? That's one of the things I always loved about this game is how weird everybody is, not just in terms of how they look, but Dralicites have a weird sense of humor, and Vrusks have to use a device to talk because they can't make normal sounds, and Osakar are all clones of each other, so they're all working way too hard at trying to be individuals. Yeah, I think all that's really cool, and you guys are doing a great job of bringing all that out, right? You're really making it fun. I mean, I can imagine a campaign of this being a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so.
I found some tremendously good fan art that now is my headcanon over the original drawings, and I'll share this out in Discord later.
Okay.
Cool.
I've tried to find fan art of an Osakar and couldn't find much. So if you've got some, that would be great. Eventually, if we make this a campaign, and if some of you wanted to play in a campaign, I'd be glad to have you. If we made this a campaign, I would hire Ignacio Corva to do the art. And I would ask him to do it in Larry Elmore's style, like the original art for the game, which I think you've all seen, the original art for the game, like the box art. Have I shown you that?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Can't
I
remember
think so.
But,
With the,
Larry,
sunglasses wearing Yazarian.
Yazirian, yeah.
Yazirian.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Well, no, I guess I did.
No,
Yeah,
you talked about
you said
your
the-
Yeah,
Jordan
the
Ford
Jordan,
visor.
And thanks, Mike, for putting all this together. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, for joining. It's going smoother than I thought it would, but we've only had the one combat.
Yeah,
So,
I did want to apologize to our listeners for having an all-male crew.
yeah.
I offered to pay for Pavel's hormone treatment, but he declined.
If we made this a campaign, which I'd like to do, I would have to insist that we have at least one female player. and that would mean I would expect one person. If I had you, all of you as a crew, I would hope that one of you would be willing to bow out so that we could have a female player. It's tough though, because between House of Bob and TFTGGW, we've got a lot of male players, but we only have like 3 females, and poor Jessica is in everything.
I told my brother-in-law, he's the age where, these early 1980s RPGs were proliferating. He was at the right age to be playing them all. So I mentioned that we were doing this and asked him, have you ever heard of Star Frontiers? He's like, oh, is that the one with all the weird aliens? He actually recognized it. I think it was one of the games that he tried out.
Yeah. There was a time when it seemed like it might be big, but there were some problems with the game, and there was limited support for it, and Traveler was really big. And Traveler and Mega Traveler were really big games at the time. So
he said he was very into Champions, I think, which is like a superhero one.
Yes. Champions, was that Marvel Champions? Was that the one?
I don't know if it was Marvel or just a generic thing. I don't know.